everybody, and welcome to the very first of many episodes of a small show we call Anime Tofu, where us three brothers, whom have watched over 30,000 hours of anime collectively, and somehow never caught up on One Piece, here we are. We're going to talk anime. I am your host, Virgil, a.k.a. Methodical One, a.k.a. Big Bruh, followed by my two fellow cohorts. Sirs, introduce yourself.
I'm Justin, a.k.a. Justin Longbeard, a.k.a. That's it.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Robert. I'm happy to be here for an episode of Anime Tofu. I'm ready to jump in and talk anime with you guys. Virgil mentioned something about 30,000 hours. I might have like 9,000 minutes of Dragon Ball Z. I don't know about 30,000 hours, but I'm ready. Let's go.
Hey, Robert.
What's up, man?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, always.
Hey, bro, what's your episode count on One Piece?
365.
Okay, no, that's all I needed.
Dang, bro.
That's cool.
You're still like 700 away though from being fully caught up, you know.
But you know what?
That's
He's
wild.
like 300 more episodes further than you and I.
That's true.
I mean, hey, there he is. So with that being said, how y'all fellas doing? How y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all good?
Man, I'm great. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. We're recording this on Mother's Day. I'm sure our wives appreciate us. Happy Mother's Day.
Yes. Hey, happy Mother's Day. Living our best life, baby.
Happy Mother's Day as well. Maybe there's some. I guess we should have did a Mother's Day anime or some mother anime, but then that's a little scary, so we just not go.
It's a Father's Day anime. It's Buddy Daddies.
Hey,
Yeah.
There we go.
We're hijacking Mother's Day. It's our day now, ladies.
Yeah, let's go ahead, buddy. We out here mansplaining Mother's Day. So, yep, there goes our three fans right there that we had. So pretty much that's basically just giving you the gist of what's getting ready to go down, man. We're going to get into it. We're going to do things a little bit differently because we are different, you know. So it is what it is. So with that being said, why don't we go ahead and start with a question of the day so it can get us ready, get us into it. Our question of the day is this, fellas, and we'll start with the Mr. Jenkins over there. What is your top 3 anime of all time?
Top 3 anime of all time, just off the rip. Dragon Ball Z, number 1. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, number 2. And Death Note, number 3. My list isn't going to set anybody on fire, but those are my 3.
That's a solid list. Okay. Mr. Justin, sir.
All right. First and foremost is Dragon Ball Z. It's got to be. It's what got me into anime to begin with. Number 2 is Death Note. And number 3, this is going to be the one that's going to make everybody look at me weird. But man, I just got done watching Freeruns, A Journey's End. Man, that just hit my top 3, bro. Love that show.
Wow.
I'm going to have to check this out.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll check it out too now. All right. So I guess that brings that down to me. So my top 3, you know, I'm a play number 1 is the same because it got me in anime much like it did you two, Dragon Ball Z. So there's that. But my other 2 are drastically different, going with Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. And then my final one, which is one of my all-time favorites, is Simmer. Nah, I'm gonna go with Cowboy Bebop, bro. Those are my 2 right there.
It's a great shout too, dude. I thought you were about to say Samurai Champloo. It was on the lips.
I was. Samurai Champloo is definitely probably 4 or 5, but man, Cowboy Bebop, bro. I've watched Cowboy Bebop so many times it's ridiculous. So,
I feel like my top 3 will change and shift as my life progresses. I mean, I just got done, so I have the end of anime hype in my mind, but who knows? Talk to me in 2 weeks. My top 3 might change. Dragon Ball Z will never change. Neither will Death Note, but that number 3 spot's rotating.
Death Note's definitely in my top 10 as well. Like every anime that y'all mentioned, except for that last one that Justin mentioned, I haven't seen, but the rest of them are in my top 10. So I get it.
100%.
It's a nice little way to start out. So with that being said, today's episode is about an anime by the name of Buddy Daddies. And we're going to get into that here in just a moment. So with that being said, let's get into it. We are talking about Buddy Daddies. So before I even get into any of this, let's just ask the person who chose this anime. Justin, sir, why are we watching Buddy Daddies, if you do not mind?
Because we are buddies and we're daddies. Buddy Daddies.
There it is.
That simple.
I like it, but he means real dads and not dads to your moms. But hey, whatever, man. Take it. Buddy Daddies, if you have not seen it, it is an anime about two roommates who happen to be hitmen in their adventures that change once a child is introduced to the mix of their craziness. Let's just put a little bit of info about this anime up. We're going to tell you that it is a past anime from 2023. It is 12 episodes with a finite ending, which we know that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but at the moment it is definitely done. And there is no planning for season 2 of right now. It is dubbed and subbed. It is a spy action family comedy, and you can find it on the streaming service of Crunchyroll. Now, with that being said, let's get into it. What we did, we watched one episode, and based upon that episode, we're going to answer some questions and make some deductions. Question number 1, gentlemen, I'm gonna push this to you first off, Justin. How'd you feel about the first episode of Buddy Daddies?
So I really liked this first episode. I was entertained. Here's the deal. It was completely different than what I thought it was going to be. Something that we all talked about beforehand was we didn't really read a whole lot of synopsis. I didn't realize it was going to be a spy thing or action or anything. I was like, man, I kind of thought we were getting into some slice of life type of anime. Little did I know we were going to see the first 2 minutes of this bad boy high-speed chase with Uzis being fired out of vehicles with people who have aim of stormtroopers and can't hit anybody, and just seeing people get murked like crazy. I was into this thing from the jump. So as far as feeling about this on the first episode, this episode left a pretty good impression on me personally, and it was completely unexpected.
I'll echo everything Justin said. Based off the picture, because I didn't look anything up about this show, I went in thinking it was going to be like some cutesy slice of life. You know, two dads, they got the girl, they're buds, they're raising this girl, whatever's going on. So I was like, all right, man, I like slice of life. I'm going to jump in here. Oh, that dude just got his head blown off. What is this? And the cool music, the spy stuff happening. Yeah, I was like, okay, this isn't what I expected, but I am here for this.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because when I was watching it, I came in from the gym, bro, and I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and knock this out. I'm going to watch it. This ain't going to be too serious, because I kind of figured it was going to be a slice of life thing, because, I mean, it's Buddy Daddies. You don't get anything from the title except for slice of life. I'm like, cool. I sit down, you know, I'm watching. Seemed pretty normal for the first couple of minutes. And then I seen somebody take a shot to the head, and then I saw the opening of said person's head, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. So I sat up. It was like, well, I guess this is about to get a little bit more serious than I thought. And then they continue to murk some more people, and I'm like, hey, this is the way to get me interested in anime. So I was in, man, from the first time after seeing a couple people get shot. Of course, that's all it takes. Here I am. I was in there. I was here for it. So I'm on that same level. Okay. So we're all pretty much on the same boat there. I mean, we didn't meet a whole lot of characters, but do you see any favorites? BJ, what you got?
I'll go ahead. Just based off one episode, Kazuki, the main character, would be my favorite, because the other guy, Ray, he's like your typical brooding anti-hero anime character, like the guy that's going to go out and get it done. Kazuki was given a lot more screen time of the two. We got to know a little bit about his past. Like, he has a kid with some off in the world that he's never seen before. He keeps trying to send money, and his baby mama's like, nah, I don't want your money. Forget you. Happy Mother's Day, by the way. But he's the character I'm most interested in going forward.
I mean, for me personally, it's Ray. Like Kazuki was good, but I like those type of characters. I like that Levi style of character, the quiet but deadly. I'll speak when I need to. I'll shoot a bullet through some dude's head and you get to see through it into the other room, that kind of character. I'm here for it. Ray was my dude.
And then he'll bring a stray cat home if that's needed also. He can do it
dude.
all.
He's just sitting there gaming, bro. Chilling out, gaming on the side. But then, you get to put a gun in his hand, he can take out anybody.
The Vegeta vibes from Ray are real.
Oh, 100%.
That's what I get. I ain't seen nobody that was like Piccolo, so I can't, that's who I would go for. So, but I'm gonna have to go for the same character that BJ said, just because he's the quirky comic relief,
Sure.
Don't see his baby type, dad. So hey, whatever, man. But he's trying for all of us, for all of them out there that's like, ooh, y'all like the guy who doesn't go see his kid. He's trying to see his kid.
He touched on that in the episode with like Ray with the stray cat. He's like, in our profession, we can't get close. Accidents happen. Right. So I think in his own way, he thinks he's protecting his kid, I guess. I don't know if the show dives into that later on. I'm sure it does.
That's a good synopsis, though, to think about it that way.
Yeah, you don't want your kid to be put in that type of situation, bro. And if they're hitman, that's definitely a situation. We saw John Wick. We saw what happened with the dog. So imagine if John Wick had a kid. Like, no. It's just better for it to not happen that way. Y'all got any? We talked about one specific moment. Are there any other moments from this episode that really kind of caught you off guard outside of the guy taking the bullet to the head?
That caught me off guard because of what it was. I would say the other scene that caught me a little off guard was the very beginning when they have whatever that dude was, the jewel thief or whatever that dude was. And he's sitting there, he's like, please don't, kill me, take everything or whatever. And the dude gets the phone call from the daycare. And then he has this meltdown that Ray took the baby and dropped, was at the daycare or whatever, sick. And he's like, how could you do such a thing? I'm like, what is happening right now? I'm like, do we have this epic scene? It's battle. And then they take that dude out before they go and pick their kid up. Like it's just it's just any other Monday, And so that scene was one where I was like, dude, this is absolutely nothing like I thought this was going to be. We got hitmen here, hitmen daddies. It was crazy.
Yeah, I like slice of life anime, like Toradora's awesome shout, great show. There's a scene where Kazuki dresses up like Santa to infiltrate their target's Christmas party, and he's like pushing the cart with the cake on it, and then that's when Miri like enters the elevator, and she's like, I want a bite of the cake, and she gets all like crazy over the top the way kids do. And Kazuki's just like, oh man, someone appreciates my cooking, while Ray's under the cake cart like, dang. Because he had earlier like altered a recipe for Ray because Ray didn't like spicy food. Mm-hmm. And he's like waiting for that, like, hey, do you like this? And Ray's just like, So yeah, I like stuff like little subtle nuances in shows like that. I like that stuff, man.
It does feel like it's a cool dynamic between the action and the getting to know the characters, even in this first episode. It does feel like, while the action is a lot of what we're talking about, I'll echo what you're saying. Some of the more chill moments, I think, are what really elevate the action moments and make all of this really pop.
The entire time I was watching this episode, I felt like it was just YouTube. I was just... this was what I felt. Justin's the one going to think about the situation before hopping into it. And then, Daddy Bojangles is like, Leroy Jenkins, I'm going.
So right here, that makes me Ray. That's what's up. All right, done. Hey.
That's just the way that it seems, bro. Like, it's just, hey, but.
I took that as opposite, Robert. I took it as you were Kazuki and I was Ray. But, thank you, Virgil.
I'm out here.
Something I think would be worth mentioning too is this did win, and I don't think any of us knew this before we jumped into watching this anime, but this did win the best original anime at the 8th Crunchyroll Anime Awards in 2024 also.
I mean, premise wise, bro, you know, the years of anime, and there's a bunch of weird animes out, but I've never once heard of anything like this or seen anything like this.
Yeah,
No,
Even
I agree.
movie-wise, like, I can't even think of a Hollywood movie. And you think a Hollywood movie would have picked this up? I mean, the closest thing that I can get to a Hollywood movie being that way is The Professional, and that's a little bit not quite the same.
Yeah.
Not quite the same. So that being said, bro, let's get down to it and let's season a little bit of the tofu.
That's right. That's right. You know, we like our tofu to have a little flavor around here. So we're going to season the tofu. We got some questions that we're going to run by. We're going to start this bad boy off with Virgil. Virgil, are Spy Family comparisons valid when it comes to Buddy Daddies?
Okay, so I mean, I know of Spy Family. I've seen, you know, bits and pieces, clips here, and I know that there's the whole spy aspect, there's the family aspect, but I'm pretty sure from what I've seen, Spy Family's a little bit cleaner than this is. This is a little bit more on the grittier side, and it seems to be a little bit more damaging. And I don't know, man. I don't think so, because it is original. I mean, if it run the original, you know, anime, then obviously no, I don't think so at all. I get it from the surface, yes, but no, I don't think so.
All right, Robert.
I'll throw it out there that, you know, that it won best original anime. So, but I do think it's Spy Family adjacent, like similar theme. You have unlikely parents raising a kid that isn't their own. Spy Family, the kid, Anya, she has like the ability to read minds. So like she knows her parents are up to no good, and it leads to like a lot of humor in the show. Whereas Buddy Daddy's Miri is just normal. You don't really see her a lot. We've only watched one episode. But the tone of Spy Family, I've seen a few episodes. It seems aimed for more humor over action. And the one episode I watched of Buddy Daddies is the opposite of that. It feels like it's going to be more action over humor. But out of one episode, I'll say they're similar.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I have only watched one episode of each of these. I watched Spy Family only because, Robert, you mentioned, hey, watch Spy Family episode 1 before we watch this. Music and all the way that they set the stage up for both of these, I could see why you would compare it. But at the end of the day, based on both of these episode 1s, they do feel very different from each other as well. And it seems like, to be honest with you, I want to watch both of them after watching one episode. So Spy Family seems awesome as well. All right. Next, could this be done well in live action, Robert?
Absolutely, dude. Keanu Reeves can play Kazuki. I'll play Ray, as we've just established. You get the dudes who directed John Wick, and let's go, man. Easy.
Virgil.
I mean, he pretty much nailed it on the head, bro. Like it is. I mean, you know, or we can get the guys that directed not Civil War, but Winter Soldier. We have them do it too. It'll work. It will work great. It can be done.
Are you saying that Robert would play Ray?
Huh?
He said that he would play Ray, and you said, "Oh yeah, I agree 100% with Robert."
He could play the cake.
Are you saying I'm caked up on a Wednesday?
What did he say?
No Diddy on that. Pause. No, that's not what I'm saying.
All right, if they made a video game adaptation, what direction could they go in, Virgil?
I'm gonna go with the Hitman take, bro. Like with the way Hitman is structured, you know what? And you add in Hitman, I believe, has co-op currently. So yes, that would actually make a very, very good game to make it co-op. You can still do the slice of life stuff in the daytime, and then you know the other half it turns into a Hitman game.
Love that, Robert.
I'll go Persona. In Persona, you have like part of your time is spent building up social relationships, and then the other part you're out here like fighting demons in a dungeon aspect. So the dungeon aspect could be your Hitman style missions, and the social aspect is like you and Ray hanging out trying to keep Miri from, you know, when you raise kids, you gotta keep them out of trouble, keep them from basically offing themselves, unaliving themselves on the day-to-day.
Nice. All right, guys, it is time to fry some tofu. The tofu's seasoned. It's ready to roll. We're going to fry this thing up. Do you have any hot takes or any closing thoughts? We'll start with you, Robert.
Closing thoughts. I don't really have a hot take about this show. I'll just say episode 1 drew me in, and I was honestly ready to start episode 2. Like right at the end of the cliffhanger, you learn that Miri's dad was the target they were after. And the whole episode was like 7 months in the past. So I'm like, dude, does Miri ever find out that they killed her dad? Because that could be ugly. So I'm curious to watch this based off that.
Virgil.
My hot take is that, I would like to see more animes kind of attack this cross genre ordeal. It plays into 4 different genres, and it plays into 4 different genres very, very well. And that's off of 1 episode. So, I would like to see more things be multifaceted, more animes be multifaceted, and create something new instead of rehashing. Like, this could have been a rehash of something that we had seen prior, and it wouldn't have been. I mean, it would have almost been a rehash of Cowboy Bebop when they picked up Ed, bro. Like, it would have been like similar to the same thing, but they decided to take it another way. So hopefully we can see more of this going on in the anime world, bro. I'm here for changing the trope.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that, we talked about this before a little bit off air. I think that there are things that we can predict that are going to happen in this. Something's going to happen with Miri. She's probably going to be taken, and they're going to go on a killing spree. Ray's going to end up mopping a whole mafia crime syndicate or something like that. I like that you keep pointing at yourself, Robert. You ain't him, bro.
Really ain't you right?
But I would say, hey, closing thoughts on this really is cool. I agree with what you said, Virgil. I like that there are 2 different things blended together in this that are really unique in its own, and makes it a unique offering in the anime world and space, at least from everything I've seen in my day. So for sure, liking what I'm seeing so far. All right, we have one last thing here. This is to close us up here. Bottom line question, Virgil, we'll start with you. Is it worth continuing to watch, and will you?
Most definitely. I mean, it's 12 episodes, buddy. I got a whole new popcorn machine in there, bro. On out, buddy. Knock it out. We gonna do it.
Robert.
Yeah, I will continue to watch this show. And if you're a fan of Spy Family, check it out.
I'm going to say that I will definitely be finishing this show. I do love that it's 12 episodes. I like animes that have endings at times. We talked about One Piece earlier. They have 1,000 episodes of One Piece. I'm not saying that's bad. If you're a One Piece fan, good for you. You have 1,000 episodes of a show that you love. That's awesome. But I think sometimes it's cool when animes have an end. And it's not a death do you part type of situation. So I'm going to continue watching this. I'm going to finish this thing up and loving what I've seen so far of Buddy Daddies.
Bro, 1,000 episodes. Think about how old your kids are, and that your kids adding up all the time that they've been alive still doesn't equal the amount of time it would take you to watch all of One Piece, bro. That's wild.
Well,
that's really wild.
At the top of the show, you asked me about 365 episodes. That's what I said I watched anyway. I only know that because Veronica and I used to watch that show before we had kids, and then we had kids and we quit watching One Piece. And since my oldest son is a teenager now, so in that 14-year span since I watched One Piece, there's still 700 episodes, and that show's still going on.
It's crazy.
It is wild. So with that being said, that means everybody said that they're going to watch it. We're going to watch it, which means for you wonderful, wonderful tofuers, we got to get y'all a name, man. We got to find y'all.
You want to call them tofuers?
I kind of like tofuers.
I like tofuers. Tofuers, we will revisit this in the future after we watch all the episodes, but we'll let you know when that's coming down. So that's what's going on.
Are our tofuers the firm type?
Extra firm, bro.
Extra firm.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. Hold on. I'm gonna have to take a stance on this, being that I'm a little bit squishier than the other two are. Not all of us are firm in this. gonna need you to simmer down with that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with y'all being squishy tofuers. It's all right, man. You good. That's all right. We get fried up though. Get fried up. You ready?
All right, guys, now it's time for us to sizzle some tofu. Each week, we're going to bring you something hot in the world of anime. And this week, it is Rick and Morty, the anime from Adult Swim, was announced. It's going to air in 2024. It offers a peek into the anticipated show, but from another perspective. So before this, the network had shared 2 teasers for the original anime from the hugely popular Rick and Morty. In the first teaser, the audience is given the gist of the show's premise, where like Rick finds himself confronted by multiple doppelgangers of himself flying in space. And then in the second teaser video, the scientist hints at the direction of the story to a young Morty. So we have a promotional teaser. You can find it on YouTube, all over the internet. It's Japanese, English subtitles. It's done in the Japanese anime style. There is a Japanese producer, a team. That's who's going to be taking it over. Will you guys check out the Rick and Morty anime? Are you Rick and Morty fans?
I personally am caught up. I watched the current season. The current season is phenomenal. The show has been progressively getting better, even with Dan missing. You almost don't notice it, even with the voice changes and everything like that. But Rick and Morty started pretty one-sided. The characters were pretty, one-dimensional. But now, man, like every season something changes and something goes on and it's just getting better and better. So I am going to watch the anime because I watched the rest of Rick and Morty and it speaks to me. So I'm gonna watch it. Definitely gonna watch it.
Sure. Justin?
I've never watched Rick and Morty, so
What did you say? Let's see.
I'm not caught up on Rick and Morty, but I've probably seen maybe 3 seasons, and it is funny. I did enjoy what I've watched of it. So now that Rick and Morty is an American cartoon, and now Rick and Morty's being made into a Japanese anime, does that make animes cartoons?
Dang.
I thought the whole thing about being a cartoon was it was animated. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is.
Nah, they're different. I was just putting a little troll bait out there. It's all good.
I know you.
They really are. It's still animation. At the end of the day, it's animation. And now with the existence of the Boondocks, X-Men 9/7, Avatar, like American animation ain't no joke. I even give you the 2012 Ninja Turtles, bro. Like, okay. Even if it is, it is what it is.
Yep, that's all I have for sizzling the tofu this week, my friend. Back to you.
Oh, that's good stuff. Good stuff. So you know what that means, right? You know what that means.
What's that?
When Rick and Morty drops, guess who's going to be watching the first episode, and we're going to see if we can continue to watch it. That's going to happen.
You heard it here first.
Tofuers, you hear it here. We're not going to forget. We'll let you know when it goes down because that's basically what we're here for. So.
I like that we're going to speak that into existence. Tofuers. That is going to be the name. The more we say it, the more it rings. I like it.
I like it. That being said, gentlemen, let's close it up, man. Is anything that you all are currently watching? Let's start with you, Justin. What you got, man? Anything you watching?
So I watched free runs of Journey's End, and I watched it one time through. I watched it in Japanese, and now it's like I have this weird lingering. So I did something I haven't done in years, and I bought the manga as well. It's because they don't know if season 2 is happening. So I'm like, well, what happens? Because they leave us on such a cliffhanger. So now I'm watching it back and dubbed now, so to see if I missed anything, and I really like that show. It's relaxing. And X-Men 97.
Yes. All right, Daddy Bojangles. Bro, this fool changed his name to Ray, bro. Get him out of here. I shouldn't even be talking to you.
I'm currently watching Spy Family. I'm only about 4 or 5 episodes in. I have 2 episodes left of Attack on Titan, to which my son's like, have you watched it yet? He keeps asking me because I've been on these last 2 episodes for like a month. I'm like, man, when I find 2.5 hours to sit down and watch this movie finale, I'll check it out. But in the meantime, it's Spy Family.
All right. I am currently watching Delicious in the Dungeon, but it's week to week. It's like 19 episodes so far. I am also going to finish Ninja Kamui, which is on Max, which is pretty interesting. It started out really good. And I am watching Kaiju number 8, which is 4 episodes in. Kaiju number 8 is a monster. There was something else that I wanted to look at, something called like Go-Go Loser Rangers. Have y'all seen this?
Oh, the Power Rangers,
Yeah.
like they're retired or something. I can't remember.
I might slide into that, bro, because I need that in my life.
That's an anime tofu episode right there. That's for all our
100%.
tofuers.
Yeah, we might have to. Yeah, let's say the tofuers, bro. This is the tofuers. They gonna
Let's
tell
just
us
keep it going. Let's just keep it going. This is it. We found it. First episode 1, we found the nickname for listeners.
I mean, by the time y'all see this, it's already going to be out. Well, first and foremost, last week, new episode of My Hero Academia dropped. So let's give it up to one of the bigs. But next week, another big's getting ready to drop, and I will be right there for it with Demon Slayer season 4. Let's get it. Let's get it, bro. I'm there. Now I'm probably only gonna watch one episode, wait till the season ends, and then watch all of them because I'm tired of watching anime like, bro, week to week. This is annoying, bro. Shout out to X-Men 97, bro, for messing up my bro. I'm tired of going through the fields every week, bro.
They find new ways to destroy us after every episode.
All
Every
the time.
The only episode that gave us any kind of like chill moment was when Jubilee plays the video game. That felt like Saturday morning cartoon. Everything else just felt like
Did
heartbreak.
it? Because I feel like that's
Yeah.
coming back around. I feel like it didn't finish.
They did a
Yeah.
cool nod to that episode, and that episode was called Part 1. So I bet in season 2 there will be a Part 2. But they did a cool nod to that episode when her and I assume is that dude Sunspot when they're fighting.
Yep.
Later in episode 9, I think it was, they actually did it like the side by side arcade style fight on in the real time instead. I thought it was a cool nod.
So here's what I'm gonna tell y'all what's gonna happen. Part 2 gonna be the last episode of the season. Part 2 is the last episode of the season. Part 2 episode's gonna be the last. We ain't getting nothing. We're not getting anything else past what we've already seen in X-Men 97, and Part 2 is gonna be the end of that episode. That's gonna be the very last episode of the season, just because that's just how I feel like the season is popped off. So I feel like, why not, bro?
You think they're not gonna? Okay, you think they're gonna leave us hanging on that last episode and then take us back into the Sega?
Yep.
I hope not, but
I hope not too. I'll be devastated.
I'll be very upset. By the time you hear this, we'll all know we're either crying or we're celebrating. Either way.
Oh, we'll discuss it. It'll come back up.
Yeah.
Our next episode for next week, we are going to be watching Sandland. And with that being said, we'll have a little moment to Akira Toriyama for obvious reasons. But we're gonna get into Sandland and let y'all know how we feel about that first episode and if it's worth watching. So with that being said, any final words, Justin? What you got?
Considering it's Mother's Day, I found a quote from the Naruto show. Laziness is the mother of all bad habits, but ultimately, she is a mother, and we should respect her.
Oh my god. Well, I've got nothing after that, guys. Go check out some of our other shows on Hipster Goblin Media, Nerdy Reads Podcast. We talk about books, but this episode was sponsored by our boys over at the Optic Blast Broadcast. They cover comics.
Chill.
Gosh, man, Justin, boy, you really set the tone right there.
You should have started with me, bro. You should have.
I'm gonna finish this episode with a simple ending. That we are your senpais now.
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
So tofuers, just remember, Senpai Justin, Senpai Robert, and Senpai Virgil. When you sleep, you'll see us. Just remember that.
I hope not.
What did he say?
Pause. No diddy. No diddy. With that being said, man, Thank you all for joining us on our first episode. We look forward to seeing you again for episode 2 with Sandland. We are going to sign off, man. Y'all be safe. Y'all be careful. Check out Nerdy Reads. Check out Optic Blast. And then check us back out next week.
We'll see you.
Take it easy.